It's Cancer. Mitch. Going wild for what? Going wild for what? Nigga, you ain't got nostalgia. You ain't got nostalgia. 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 Nigga, going wild or what? Niggas ain't got nostalgia. Day to day we slaying vain statistic. Slavery gaming the haters, displaying their ignorance. Racist blades on wages, shaving the minces. Waking and baking, my brain is the same as a biscuit. Take me away to containment for paying the quick pick. Radio waves is decaying away all my interest. Saying the Masons relating the nation, complaining of falsification and can't even relate what they witnessed. I'm a rebel in rage for all my kinsmen. Started lower than graves out of a big ditch. Weed around where I played, I was the quick fix. Ain't no love, I was trained by hoes and pimps. Set the earth up in flames, that's how I get lit. Kick, flip your bitch, trick like burn quiz clips. Intent to inflict, I'm indignant. Get rich off dead men, money mortician. Rival chances like Vegas, look how they get slim. Watching government agents trying to inch in. It's okay, I get sprayed, I only get cleansed. Looking back on the planet, watching this shit end. Going wild for what? Nigga, you going wild for what? You ain't got nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia.
At night they cried out to the Lord for reflection. Understand forgiveness but doesn't feel the blessing. Tears of confession come from years of correction. And still go to church with the fear of rejection. Talk to the leaders in their ears for suggestions. Pouring out all about their clearer depression. Later disappointed at the cheer and deception. Wondering why God never steered their protection. Many are heartbroken, still trying to hang tight. Girls got faster and boys winning the gang life. So much happened, especially in the same night. Like we was being bad even though we was raised right. And y'all expect for us to let go of the pain, right? It's not that easy cause lemons ain't squeezing. Traumatic events make us starve while we eating. We gotta do better, that's a word to the people. Issues exposed and surrounded all of the problems. Both of your mouth closed if you don't plan to stop them. Worry less about being goons or being goblins. Worry more about fake mothers and absent fathers. Nothing would have prepared us for any situation. You tell us that you're waiting but failed your calibration. Your mouth is a gun and your words are the bullet. Packing pump up is important but you never won a bullet yet. You going wild for what? Huh? Brother, you going wild for what? You ain't got nostalgia. Nostalgia? Nostalgia.
Disney. Mystery, signs, symbols, numbers, things that flash before your face, and you have no idea why they're there. Why is that there? Well, subliminally, you don't. A lot of times things come at you. You're not even recognizing what's going on there. You just have no clue what you're being flashed and shown. You don't know what you're being shown. It's not seen by your eye. You're not paying attention to it. It's there, but you're not paying attention to it. By the way, so let's get into Disney then. Let's do some looking into Disney and see what is the proof of Disney's religion. What is it? Well, first of all, it should be interesting for you to note that Disney's famous castle, you know the famous castle that you see in all the pictures and they shoot the fireworks out there and everything else, right? You've seen that before. Well, that was modeled and built after Mad King Ludwig. He was the member of the Bavarian Illuminati. The castle was designed exactly like his. Oh, that's just coincidence. Well, Walt Disney was a 33rd degree Mason of the Scottish Rite. He was friends with top-level Illuminati families. He had personal audiences with the Pope and the Queen of England. So Masonry, in other words, so he had some strange connections to government. He actually, and I can show you where Disney did produce some government propaganda films after the war had started. Actually, it was like the day Pearl Harbor was attacked. Then they moved on to the Disney facilities and they started making propaganda films. And they were training people. And I'm not going to get into that today. So in Disney's own name, what you can see, you see the 666. You can see it in their name that's there. In fact, you can see it all over Hollywood. It's very popular all over Hollywood to use the 666 number. It's for a reason, obviously. They use it because that's who their God is. Here you can see it. Just so you know, I'm not making it up here. You say, but that's not clear. It should be 666 right in the front. Well, that's not how esoteric religions work. They don't work that way. They work this way, so it flashes in front of you. So the Eye of Horus is the next thing that you see in Disney movies. Well, what's the Eye of Horus? You see it everywhere. It is everywhere in their movies. Everywhere. The all-seeing eye, it's called. You've seen it? Just pull out a dollar bill and look at the back of it. You see that all-seeing eye? I told you a few weeks ago the dollar bill has a story in it that it tells, and it tells a story about that, but that all-seeing eye is at the top. What is the all-seeing eye? Why can it be seen in Disney films? It's all over Hollywood. It's not just Disney, but it goes to show you the same spirit. Why is it there? Why do you have an all-seeing eye? And what does that all-seeing eye stand for? It's Masonic, but it's also more than that. It's esoteric. It's a religion that they preach. See, you and I live in this bubble where we believe that there's no occult practices anymore. The devil, he just went to sleep. He doesn't do anything anymore. He doesn't really use people anymore. People aren't really witches out there. People aren't really warlocks out there. People aren't really sorcerers out there. No, they don't do that. That's just all fake stuff. No, it's real. And they really hate your God. And I just wish we loved our God as much as they hate Him. Because then we'd all be out there reproving this garbage instead of accepting it and bringing it into our lives and our homes. And winking at sin and say, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. No, it's just Satan. It's no big deal. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. When Disney has their little religious moments in their movies, while they have this spiritual moment, then they have sorcerers and witches and warlocks and everything else. Why is that? Because they're all under the same God, that's why. Well, what spirit is it then? It's the spirit of the God of this world. So it's a mystery religion that is shrouded with signs and symbols and numbers. By the way, I'm just curious, is the occult family friendly? So if I'm watching National Treasure or something, is that family friendly? If I'm teaching Satanism, is that family friendly? If I'm teaching occult practices, is that family friendly? If I'm teaching witchcraft, is that family friendly? Well, it wouldn't be friendly to my family. It's not nice to try to make people Satanists. But let's see, what else? Why is magic then in Disney movies? Why is that so important? Why? Because in esoteric religions, that is the power. It's satanic. That's the light. That's what they do. And that's what Disney does in their films. Their films are all about sorcery and magic. They're all about numbers and signs and symbols. That's what they're preaching. That's the religion of Disney. That's what they do. Fantasia was a movie that was full of magic and alchemy. Full of it everywhere. Occultic signs and everything. Nudity and everything else. But Christians still watch that. Wizards. Always wizards and witches and everything. Always got to have magic in it. Escape to Witch Mountain. Return to Witch Mountain. Look what they've done to Miley Cyrus, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Lindsay Lohan. Do you think it's an accident? Do you think it's an accident that these young ladies were taken from these sweet little innocent girls that did a little movie here, and they're under contract with Disney, and they grow up and they turn in to some of the most outlandish, crazy, psychotic, whorish women you will ever see in your life? Now, maybe you think that's an accident. I don't. Because if it was one, then it might be an accident. If it was two, then it might be an accident. But all of them turn out that way. Why? Because it's planned that way. Do you think it's a mistake that this little Hannah Montana girl that used to do these little movies and do all these other things that this week she comes out and does a completely wicked, satanic, defiling dance that you can't even explain or talk about? It's so perverted. Do you think that's an accident? If you look at the lyrics of what was said in the song, it was about being a good girl. What she was saying there was, and by the way, that whole thing was Masonic. All of those ceremonies are Masonic. All those things they do at the Super Bowl, all of those things. The headgear that Madonna had on when she came out there and did all that stuff is devilish and satanic. It's all meant to do that. Madonna is a Kabbalist. That's what she is. She openly admits that. Britney Spears is. They all are. Why are they all like that? Because it comes from the same strand. Do you think that video was nobody planned it. That's just what happened. No, they planned it. They planned it all with her. Why? Because she was saying, hey girls, guess what? I'm 18 and I'm not Hannah Montana anymore. I'm a raven whore now. By the way, that's a biblical term. You can get as mad as you want to about it, but it's in the Bible. It's a biblical term. And that's exactly what they turned her into. And her own father did it to her and allowed it to happen to her. All for money. You think it's a mistake? Look at all those girls. Britney Spears, why do they all shave their head? Because it's ceremonial. It's rebellion to their controller, their handlers of what they've been taught. See, I don't believe any of that stuff. Well, you don't have to believe it. But it's there, and it's real, and it's right in front of your face. And here's a young little girl that was raised up, that her father prostituted her out to Hollywood and to Disney. And look what Disney does to little girls when they get a hold of them. Look what they did. Look at their movies, what their movies are about. All about little girls that dress, little princesses that dress, and they have these perfect bodies and these perfect shapes and these perfect gowns and these revealing clothes on. And they're always running away with some man or always doing something. You think that's an accident? You don't think that's on purpose? You don't think their message to teach to your girls is to go out, run away, and live your life the way you want to? Oh, just shut up, preacher. Quit talking about this stuff. It don't matter. Nobody really follows that. Yes, they do. Look at it. You ever seen in Christian churches where these girls just take off and either elope or run around and shack up with somebody and take off and they're just gone? All the time they're just gone. Where they at? Oh, they left. They took off. Just took off. Why? I don't know. When they were a little girl, Peter Pan flew into Wendy's window. Said, hey, let's get out of here. Let's go to Never Never Land. Oh, come on. That's just a cartoon. I know. Lots of people... Yeah, see, you don't understand. Let me explain something to you. When you're tripping on acid and you're doing drugs, let me give you a reality, okay, here, where you think the world is just this little sheltered time place, and it's all bunny rabbits and little puppies. But it's not, friend. It's not like that. They hate you, they hate your God, and they hate what He stands for. And they mock Him daily, hourly. That television is running all day long to mock your God. That's what it's doing. See, I didn't grow up in a Christian home. So I know the dangers are out there. What I wonder is, why are God's people running towards that hell that I ran away from? Why do they want it? Why do they desire it? Why do people who are saved by the grace of God desire the wickedness of this world? Why? Why do you that call yourself a born-again believer, why do you and I get angry when somebody preaches the truth to us? Why can't we just accept it and say, God, you're right, your word's right, I don't want anything to do with them occultic people. They're advertising their occult, they're laughing at God, they're laughing because all the Christians support them. The Southern Baptist Convention, they had a block on Disney back in the 90s for like a year or something like that because Disney had a gay day, and then they dropped it. Okay, we'll drop it. What'd you drop it for? And by the way, is Gay Day the only reason why you should block Disney? I mean, do you see how shallow our faith is today? How shallow our understanding of truth is today, that there's magic and occultism and everything else involved with that, with Walt Disney. And somebody will say, well, I'm just going to boycott him for Gay Day. Really? I mean, there's like 150 other reasons to do it. But you're going to tell me, oh, one reason, that's, because of that. Really? Do you really think homosexuality was the problem? No, the problem was back in the 50s and the 60s, and back in that time when the rise of the occult in the movie, nobody said anything. Most people just shut up and didn't say anything. And it grew and it festered and it grew and it grew. And then it grows in the heart of your children. And they get mad because you let them watch it for so long, and then you say, no, this is wicked and wrong. And then a seed of rebellion grows in that, and they get angry with it. Why? It's not that bad. It is that bad and then some. It is rebellion to God and then some. That's exactly what it is. It's rebellion. Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. But that's Walt Disney's religion. That's what he believes.
I watch the world. I watch its ways of thinking. I watch its attitudes, its fascinations, its worldviews. And I watch how it impacts the church. As a pastor, I'm constantly aware and concerned that we maintain a healthy relationship with the world. If we're a church that is carrying out the mandate of the risen Christ to go to the nations, to touch this world with the gospel,